which is crazy. This is not luck. This is not a fluke. Native White are here, and we better start respecting them.
Shots down range. Mikwood's what in that smoke? He's one shot, but he's still putting the shots down range. Rockets up for grabs still, and it looks like Stellar's gonna try to break in through the back. That drop shield making it mixy. Oh, they're both gonna back down.
I was gonna say Mikwood like moonwalked out of there, but it was really more of like a hop walk. Like he rabbit hopped his way backwards out of that gunfight, somehow able to stay alive here. But Native White with the follow-up, they're coming right back in. Eco right up the front side. Sentinel beam out for tapping buns. Does enough to put Eco down to one shot, but not quite able to get the kill. The rest of Native White pushing over toward the Charlie side. Bound finds himself one, and McQuinn finds him back.
Oh, Eco can't get away from this one this time. Barcode's going to be able to shut him down, and Barcode trying to get the tapping buttons out, but tapping buttons didn't need it. Oh my god, he wins the fight versus Stellar. And honestly, it's going to come down to this international duo some games. So what can Barcode and tapping buttons do with each other? Remember that oddball game where they had 45 and 49 kills respectively? It's just, when these two are heating up with each other, it feels like they're impossible to take down.
12-9 lead so far here for Native White. Look at all the chaos over toward the B side. McWin doesn't want any part of that, so he's gonna go to the purple side and get himself a nasty triple. The back smack onto Bound, who seemingly was meditating right there, praying for an answer, for a deity to help him here, but it's not coming. Instead, here is Native White breaking over toward the purple side. Space Station Gaming gonna cut them off right there. Rockets are coming up, and this might be the most important rockets in the game. With the game this close right now, they say the Slayers don't start until like that 30 kill mark. This rocket might help propel one of these teams to that mark, and so far Native White have just put SSG3 down.
Yeah, Penguin's trying his best to survive, but he's not going to be able to withstand this pressure for much longer. His teammates need to get there to help. Barcode gets the kill, and Barcode gets the kill at probably the most opportune time. It's going to stunt the Space Station pressure, and now suddenly everything's falling apart. They're going to fall 3 down. Penguin's back up, but he has no help for another 5 seconds, and tapping buttons, he's trying to take advantage of that, but Penguin wins a huge one-on-one.
And this is what we were talking about. It was just a 16-14 game, and look what happens. Native White blow it wide open thanks to the Stalker Rifle and rockets that come into play. And the Stalker Rifle is still in the hands of Gilkey, dodging nades and damage left and right, double backing right through, going in for the challenge against Penguin. Eventually goes down. Penguin now has the help from Eco. Now we have a double push over toward the purple side. Hold on, SSG are still here. They're still fighting, but they're still down by 6 kills.
Oh my god, I mean, tapping finds another, and look at SSG. They're all trapped towards Cafe. Mikwood just laying them down. Stellar goes down with Barcode's help. It's a 9-kill deficit. Space Station are just constantly being put on a cycle.
And it is that overwhelming teamwork coming out of Native White that SSG is seemingly struggling to find an answer. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, teamwork is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. And as of right now, Native White, they playing uncommon right now. They're making super rare plays with this teamwork, and they're doing it against one of the best in the world in SSG. They may be up 2-0 in the series after this game.
Barcode's trying his best to stay alive. And these moments where you're able to milk just long enough, when you're able to survive when you're not supposed to and make big plays, they can change everything. But eventually SSG finds the collapse, and they're going to be able to get themselves rockets. And for the first time, they have Native White on their back foot. They have them in a spawn cycle, and these rockets can perpetuate that. The first one goes down. On Barcode's going to see the respawn screen, and now Bound should have free reign to try to make another play happen.
Native White use these very rockets in order to put some separation in the scoreboard, and now SSG looks to use the rockets to come back, but the second one is a whiff. Bound double backing here to try to help Stellar out over toward the tire side. McWin goes down to one shot, but he hightails it right out. Barcode clears Stellar over out on the PD side of the map, and there's only 2 more players left to deal with. Excuse me, make that one. Barcode gets the kill.
You know, Miklin's been kind of a monster with that assault rifle thus far. It feels like he's constantly picking it up, getting kill after kill. And now Gilkey, he has this stalker rifle, and I think the most underrated player in Halo with this gun. He is so effective with these pinpoint precision weapons. Penguin, you have to think about where you're sliding into right there. Gilkey and Barcode working together, trying to take him out. He somehow is slippery enough. He's absolute, but gets the kill and gets away.
McWin must have been watching my game, but wasn't watching my streams. I've been trying to tell you that the AR is the best gun in rank, but though none of y'all want to listen to me, maybe not quite as good as the Bulldog that Barcode uses immediately to get the double kill. And looking that right back in the action, Stellar down to one shot. That's going to be a sisters. 3 more players of SSG on the B side, maybe getting a bit froggy. Downed. Swapping out that AR for the Bulldog. 1 more bullet left. Gilkey down to 1 shot. Gilkey dealt with quick, and then right to the PD side they go. Space Station not out of it just yet, but do they have the lives to work with? 6 more kills and Native White take the game.
Brown going back to his H5 days, has the single shotgun out, gets enough damage, and suddenly this game, well, it looks like it could be a runaway for Native White, is getting awfully close, but Barcode with the rockets, he was able to get the first one. He still has 1 more to use. Oh no, right when Space Station Gaming was getting back into it, the rockets could make all the difference.
4-kill game. Native White 1 squad wipe away from taking down SSG. And the last thing I want to do, I don't want to see them turtle up. I want to keep that same energy, keep the same aggression that puts you in this position to begin with, and keep that same exact energy. But Eco popping out towards the tire side right when Barcode looks away, brings them within 3. And Native White are going to like to slow the game down here. They don't want to give away any free kills.
That's a huge kill by Eco, right? It's an untraded kill that he basically was able to isolate by himself. Very effective play. And now you're going to see this game get really slow, right? Stellar has that shotgun. He's probably going to be the player of interest who's going to have to try to break into purple. But the red gun's in the hands of Tapping, and it's basically a laser in his hands. It's going to be so tough to push through. And Native White, they don't have any reason to push forward. As long as this red gun is up, tapping buttons can stop any push.
It's crazy to me because like Eco's poking out right there, and the stalker rifle is so good and so effective that the moment you get hit by it, you don't have a time to react, and that's how he's able to shred Eco from across the map. Gilkey somehow finding the back smack onto Eco. Stellar deals with Gilkey, tapping buttons, tries to come in for the cleanup over toward the purple side. They only need 1 more kill. Stellar's on top 8 by himself. Pound goes down to 1 shot, but it's not gonna be enough. This is 49-48, and the final kill does come in. McWin with the ice in his veins clears out the tire side. That's a 2-0 lead for Native White. They are 1 win away from taking this tournament.
And it was a great follow-up from Native White because it got a little bit scary at the end. When McWin dies, it seems as if, oh no, you've given up the death that's going to allow Space Station to get themselves back into this game, right? Look at McWin. He's way too exposed in this position. Stellar gets the kill, and then how do you find the follow-up? Who goes big? And it's Gilkey who finds the back of the opposing player at ATMs and then opens up everything for Native White to start getting closer and closer into this fight. Yes, Space Station plays well, but they just gave up too much. McWin's able to find the trading out kill, but scary position, but great stabilization because of the play of Gilkey. Gilkey really, at the end of the day, wins that game for Native White because he was able to find Eco's back.
When I go to McDonald's, I order chicken nuggies. When Deranged Native goes to McDonald's, he orders a McWin, and he got it. A 50-49. You gotta have that ice in your veins, or maybe one of the McDonald's Sprites, in order to just clutch it out. I promise you, that's beyond the sticks. My hands are shaking. I'm sweaty. I'm not hitting a single shot there. But McWin knew it was on the line, got himself that big win, and now Space Station Gaming really have their backs against the wall. They have to pull off the reverse swing, not to win the tournament, just to reset the bracket. We're not even talking about winning right now for SSG. We're talking about just to put it in a position to win. Great job by McWin. Great job by Native White.
Tony, what's on a McWin? You know, like if you go to McDonald's, you order yourself a McWin meal. Like, well, what does that come with?
I didn't think I'd get this far.
No. Okay, let's workshop this together. We can workshop this. We can workshop. So what if it's like a Happy Meal and it comes with like a little action figure of Mikwen with his signature beanie on, right?
Okay, so there's a beanie in the bag. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you get a beanie. You get a Mikwen beanie.
An assault rifle, obviously.
Right. So what assaults the taste buds of players? Dude, what if it was like anchovies? Oh, anchovy fish
I think we need to stop.
That's what it is. It's an anchovy fish fillet. We need to stop.
We're not ahead.
Anchovy fish fillet.
We're not ahead.
A Mikwen sandwich is an anchovy fish fillet with a beanie in the bag.
I had something corny, and we should have left it at that. And somehow you made it worse. I don't understand. Game number 3 is on the way, guys, and it's gonna be on Aquarius, where Spacestation might find all of the anchovy fish fillets that they don't want to see. This could be a sweep here for Native White, but I will say, last time we saw SSG on this very map, they did come out with the win. Very map, very game type. Hopefully they can do the same against Native White to keep their tournament lives alive.
Well, I think a lot of players expected SSG to come out the gate and to revert and to reset this bracket. So far, it's been all Native White. Been a very impressive display from them thus far, and Aquarius could be the last game of this tournament. SSG back is against the wall. They need to reverse sweep if they're gonna stay alive. Back to flag, and Mikwen already pressing forward on his advantage.
Did you see that nade he threw? Like off the card ledge, and it lands perfectly onto active camo. I've actually never seen that nade before. Mikwen showing me a little bit of tech there, a little GB nade, and Barcode momentarily the only player on the map as 4 down with Spacestation Gaming, 3 down his own team, waits for the spawners to come up to activate that active camouflage, wants to get value out of every second of that 30.
Yeah, I love that patient play by Barcode, and now no one from Space Station's really checked their back base. Barcode can just walk this right down the middle if he wants to. He's gonna try to get the damage down on bound. The teammates are getting the kills, and Barcode has to go ahead and start running this flag. Penguin's the only player that can really stop this at the moment. He's spotted out. Stellar gets the kill towards the flag, but does he have enough time? Can he hold them back? Tapping buttons, taps heads. He's able to get the kill. They throw it up. They catch it. It's home.
How many times have we complimented Native White's teamwork, and you saw it right then and there, the one-shot flag player somehow able to stay alive long enough, having the awareness and the wherewithal to toss that flag up to his teammates, allow him to cap that flag. That might have been a dead flag if he doesn't make that play and tries to play it over toward the roof stairs, but instead we have a 1-0 against the very team that's up 2-0 in the series, Native White.
And tapping buttons is already double pauses, 6 and 3 throughout this game. Just such an impressive performance from him. It honestly has to be in the MVP conversation of this tournament. What tapping has been able to provide for his team. Native White's flag still out, and Stellar's trying to keep this run alive, and he was able to withstand the pressure. He's getting this one home. It looks to be tied early in this game.
SSG letting us know they're, again, one of the most objective, efficient squads that we have in the league, and the counter cap comes in. SSG tie things up. Stellar with the big kill with the commando. Who said this thing was nerfed? Apparently, it's still as good as ever. Peg with the eco ends up going down. Stellar gonna try to make his way over toward the car side and not gonna win the battle against Gilkey here. So Native White do have control over toward the 50. Excellent shots by Gilkey, but not enough. Even better shots coming back at him from Eco, and right off a spawn, Bound and Eco pushing up over toward the planner side.
Oh, that's a huge win by tapping. Bound needs to find this flag home, and great kill on Mikwen. Can he get around the corner? Yes, he can. Now watch the curb slide, but he forgot something, Tony. He has to go back. That flag needs to stay with him. And is that timing loss gonna cost them at the end of this day? Is Native White gonna be able to get to Bound in time?
Always shots coming in from tapping buttons, all to the spawning player in Eco. Doesn't matter too much as far as the flag going in, but tapping buttons still alive and still having presence onto the car side. Penguin thinking there's only one, finding out that there's two. There's 2 more players of SSG started to pick up the pieces, but somehow tapping button stays alive, but eventually goes down. and so do all 4 members of Native White. This is SSG's opportunity to start to control the base. One more round of slays, and we will see another flagpole.
Flying in, Stellar. Oh my, Penguin picks up 2, and it's just a devastating result for Native White. Mikwin gets a huge kill to stop the flag for now, but didn't buy enough time. They're flying through to P1. That commando doesn't do enough, and it all comes back to Mikwin getting a huge kill that's gonna stop this flag short.
They get stuffed on that flag run there, but it's Penguin that's still aggressing forward. Off a screen, McWin was able to take down Stellar. We do know the active camouflage is coming up, so Penguin not only being aggressive towards this flag, but being a nuisance until Gilky's showing them that he can go toe-to-toe with anybody from long range, shreds it from across the map, obliterates too, and now we're seeing Native White have the numbers that they were looking for. Barcode starts the run, but can't quite get it off of the base. Native White gonna back down, reset. They need to slay out once again.
Able to get behind, found that thrust is enough to get the kill, but Penguin is there for the cleanup. Penguin's trying to get around this corner. I love the double backs that we've been seeing from Penguin and Bound throughout this game. They're very knowledgeable on when players are going to continue forward to try to find kills and when they're gonna not check the double back. I think they've been so effective at staying alive because of it.
Fake right, go left. It's almost like a crossover, like in the NBA, like in basketball. You know, it's how you juke players out, and obviously Bound and Penguin one of the best in the business at doing that. But ain't nowhere to run when Gilky's hunting it down. That's the Gilk does, my favorite treat. Overkill by Gilky. Flag being run over towards the mid side. Now that flag just sits there being used as bait because Space Station Gaming were able to block those lines of sight and were able to stop that flag just short. McWin push over toward utility side. Can't stop the return from happening. Can't even get the kill onto Penguin. Sadly, that flag goes nowhere. SSG still up 2-1.
Stellar here, Barcode's rotation. Yes, he will get the call out. He needs to find Barcode so he can continue through his lane, but look at Barcode immediately gets down to bottom mid. He's not done yet. He's re-challenging onto Stellar as well. Kill. Stellar gets that kill, but Barcode able to stay alive and create some havoc, preventing Space Station from playing forward because Stellar wanted to get into util, get towards that flag and start getting his team set up for a flag pull. That kill puts it back to about an even fight getting into this base, and where Barcode finds another crucial trade.
The pressure from Stellar and Eco from across the map allows Bound to get right behind enemy lines and secure the kills onto Native White. Kills coming in staggered, lives coming in staggered here for Native White. If Space Station Gaming keep them off guard, Gilky gonna rotate all the way towards the opposing side, get spotted and dealt with, and now Native White go 3 down. SSG are always gonna punish you for going multiple down here. The spawners are being blocked by multiple attacking players here from SSG. That flag has already made it towards the 50. There are 2 players that made it through. Gilky on the P1, Barcode on the dead screen, and now Gilky, the final player alive here. Penguin, like a gentleman, gonna gently guide him to the kill feed. 3-1 for SSG.
Yeah, tough spot by Barcode right there. If he just didn't miss his movement tech and didn't have to use a clamber, he probably gets around that corner and has a chance to stop that flag. Instead, Penguin lasers them all down, but this is a strong response by Native White, right? They're already in the util. They're pressing into that base. If they can find a couple kills without trading out deaths, they're gonna have a real chance to pull out this flag.
4 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time for Native White to theoretically get the pulls and get the caps that they're looking for. But, you know, Snow Stats, he's always telling us about not only the efficiency that Space Station come in with that offense, but also their defensive efficiency here on Capture the Flag. So Native White, something has to change for them here. Otherwise, Space Station are on the board, and you know what happens when they get a bit of momentum on their side. McWin and Barcode going in for a bit of an off pull, hoping to get the slays that they need as that flag starts to move forward. Stellar right on the return, right onto McWin as well, trades out his life. I believe that flag was touched. 3 down for Native White, so that flag may not be going really much further.
Yeah, Barcode needs to stay alive. That flag's still alive for Native White because Space Station don't necessarily have the numbers to get the return either, but Stellar just bats him down. The return comes in, and Barcode not going to be able to survive, and suddenly this game is just getting further and further away from Native White. Just one more flag gap for Space Station.
D-Wave in the hands of Stellar, doing a great job of staying alive over towards the mid side, but eventually there was just too many reticles trained on him. But the rest of SSG have now three-man pushed over towards P, so Stellar really being quite the distraction, and it's gonna work out perfectly. Native White getting Native wiped off the face of Aquarius. That flag moves forward towards the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, but hold on. Somehow Native White come off the spawn. They must have got a god spawn, because they stopped that flag forward. It's not dead just yet.
It's a last resistance from Native White, but they've flown their way in. They're in the home base. Eco keeps it alive. Eco gets it close to home. Eco pushes this thing in. And we're going to game 4.
Space Station Gaming refused to get swept here in the grand finals. Not today. Native White, you might have had him in the first half, but as of right now, SSG looking as good as possible in that capture the flag. A dominant win, 5-1. And now we move to oddball live fire. Ooh. Who do you think has the advantage here? Is it Space Station Gaming or is it Native White?
Well, I feel like Space Station, we've seen them have these great results where they blow out games. It was on flag on Argyle against the same team, but I feel like Native White just has their number right now, right? I feel like you have to be favoring Native White going into this game 4, just because they've only lost 2 games in the last, like the last 6 times they played, or 7, it's like the last 7 games they played against Space Station Gaming, and both of them have been flagged. Like, if history repeats itself, this is going to be a victory for Native White, but you never count Space Station out, right? When things start to click for them, I truly think that they're the best team in the game when things are clicking for them. I think they just have a consistency issue at the end of the day, but as time goes on, I think that's going to start to solve itself.
I would say, I want to agree with you. I feel like Native White have looked so good, even against SSG, which is so surprising to me right now. But I will say that Capture the Flag Aquarius kind of tests both your offense and your defense, as we saw just that. And I feel like oddball is all about, you know, your defensive stance when you're holding your setups. And then when you lose that setup, your offense, to be able to find that perimeter player, you know, overwhelm their defense. And so I feel like it's a great test of both offense and defense as well. And I think that's where SSG come at you with a very balanced attack. So somehow I'm going to connect the dots here. Fresh off of the Capture the Flag Aquarius win, I'm going to say that translates here into live fire oddball, and we see a game 5. Don't ask me how I made that connection.
Hey, last time though, Tony, that we saw oddball, it was Barcode and Tapping Buttons that stepped up, right? It was Tapping Buttons getting 49 kills, and it was a game 3 barn burner. And I think you can expect more of that. I don't think you should expect one team just to run away with this. It's really going to come down to some crucial kills at the end of these rounds that make the difference.
Well, it's somehow Native White, specifically Gilkey, that gets the sniper in hands, and Space Station Gaming, knowing immediately they have to deal with him, get that out of his hands as fast as possible. Penguin with the no-scopes on some Barcode with the overshield. Penguin gonna win that battle. And with that, Space Station Gaming with their A-side setup now coming into effect. They're watching every single angle. Where will Native White be coming from?
It looks like they're going to try to push in from that B side, and that's going to be open field for Penguin to shoot from. The thing about this ball, and you see it's an early play, is you're going to see the ball played a lot more towards tower since the new update to this map. The shroud screen so important to getting yourself those, getting yourself that overshield. So I'd expect a lot of tower side holds in this game, as there's just so much utility towards that tower side.
Green gun in the hands of Barcode, able to repulse Penguin back, but looks like SSG having those numbers and taking them down quickly, and that's going to put them in a 4v3. SSG having the one-man advantage, and that's going to be good for the defense, but Gilkey finds one onto Eco. Gilkey ends up getting the double kill, forcing the play ball. 3 down go SSG. Native White getting first hands on ball moving it over toward the seaside. Setup not locked in just yet. Stellar finds the kill, plays the ball before Native White can get locked. And now that overshield coming up, forget the ball. We're gonna have a bit of a fight here for the OS.
Looks like that overshield is going to be won by the side of Space Station Gaming, but Midwin, he has the equalizer, right? That dude combo can melt anything. Oh my, yo! You tap that fast, Tony?
No. Not even close. I want to know what kind of controller that man has. It must be like a 1 millisecond response or something. Why are you even charging it? If you have that good of a trigger finger, my gosh.
I mean, right. He's tapping buttons over there, man. Like, what is Midwin doing? That thing was spewing green. Holy!
2 down for Native White. SSG having that man advantage, so defense comes in, tapping buttons, watching the green side, trying to break in. Nobody watching the big door side of the map here, so tapping buttons gets a nice flank. Easy kill onto Penguin. Stellar able to put him down to half shields, almost one shot. That's gonna be enough for Native White to just break right on through to the A side. Bound being kept out. Him and Stellar gonna try to break through. Gilkey with the excellent shots, but Stellar with the double kill. That'll clear Native White right out.
Stellar's trying to finish this one up on Barco. No. Oh, I don't know. That's a combination of online Halo or maybe a couple missed shots right there. But Stellar probably feeling a little bit frustrated with that kill getting away from him.
Bound holding on to the A side of the map. These nades coming in out of nowhere. I know that Bound is frustrated with OS coming up in 12 seconds. He has to stay alive. Somehow finds a kill with that active listening. The callouts are coming in. He snaps onto his target, even keeping both Gilkey and tapping buttons at bay. Eco just waiting for the overshield to pop up. Doesn't even have to activate it, so I'm gonna put that in the pocket for a rainy day. A 50-0 run coming out of SSG, and they continue to punish. Gilkey goes down. Penguin still has that ball. Nobody on Native White able to get a kill. SSG are gonna hold on to this setup.
You'll keep putting them down. Couple more kills, and I mean SSG just they're not giving anything for Native White to work with throughout this game. Every time it feels like Native White's about to break, it's a couple clutch kills that come up for Space Station, and Native White just struggling to play forward into this map. And realistically, you're looking at 1, maybe 2 more pushes, but Pound punishing them at the back of sandbags, and he's hunting for more. Gilkey just gets around that corner, but not before he's peppered up.
It's obviously you want to control the tower side, but Bound shows us how powerful it is when you get a full setup locked in, when you block those A spawns and forcibly spawn the opponents over toward the green side and trap them like rats. Bound's the exterminator. Native White getting 100-0'd here in round number 1. What a response out of SSG. Not only taking the first game, but taking the first round. He's look at it.
But look at this. He gets those 2, but then he follows it up, right? This is like better than an overkill because you get all 4 players, but then they're also spawning 5 seconds apart from each other, so it keeps them split. That's like the best possible case scenario for Bound and SSG.
And they pick up on round number 2 exactly where they left off in round 3. I mean, excuse me, round 1, excuse me. 3 down, go Native White. Ball being moved over towards the seaside. Love that stick out of McQuinn, but it's still SSG with the tower side control. And somehow, not only do they have the ball, but Eco has overshield control as well. It's crazy to me that SSG have the ball over towards tower. They have overshield as well. Everything working in favor of them. Native White gonna try to rotate this ball, but eventually it should be played.
Overshield enough to break through. Eco gets some great shots. Eco gets 3. Barco sitting up in the vent looking sus. He's gonna take the drop. He's gonna take the challenge. Not gonna win the fight. Eco is there to help, and Eco completely shuts down the setup of Native White.
McWing getting caught on the A side of the map here as tapping buttons gonna try to peek in from Big Door. Watch out, because eventually you might get your head taken off, but he's connecting from long range onto Bound. They're going to force Bound to back down. Gilkey and Tapping Buzz getting back-to-back kills. Bound will be taken out. Eco can't quite touch the ball, but the repulse enough to push it off. Heads up play by Eco. Native White still getting hold of the ball, but this is their first points that you're starting to see here for Native White.
Penguin's gonna try to clean up some of the leftover players, but just able to get that aim back in time and trying to get this pressure on to McWin.
Penguin being chased over toward the mid. It looks like we're gonna shroud out that overshield, but I'm not sure that anybody Native White were in position to grab hold of it. So I'm gonna say, oh, Barcode sneaks in, but gets pseudo ninja'd by Bound. My gosh, breaking his ankles right there. The crossover is so mean it can catch Jordan. 42-24. Space Station Gaming on a roll, looking to send us into a game number 5. What a play by Bound.
I basically pile drive him into the ground. Just a devastating loss right there. Right when you think things are getting a little better for Native White, Bound shuts it down once again. He's 18-11 in this game. He's just been obliterating Native White every chance he has.
Points still being added here for SSG as Native White just searching for an answer. Whether it's the defense of Space Station Gaming when they're locked into the setup, watching every single angle and stopping Native White at every single push, or the offense when Native White have their setups, SSG so quick to break it. No matter what, it's the efficiency coming at SSG. As I say that though, they do get wiped. Native White able to find the kills they're looking for, even find that heat wave and sniper rifle combination out of McWin. If they're gonna continue to run, it's gonna be on the backs of both of these power weapons. Goes right back down to the mid side, anticipates the push over towards mid, but SSG will continue to push onto that mud side. Eco takes down Barcode. It looks like they're still pushing forward. McWin finally getting caught here. Can he get out alive? Sadly, he cannot. Tapping Buns with the rotate of this ball, but eventually SSG pushed forward.
Double kill.
Making it look dicey right there. Gilkey takes to the skies once again, and Native White scoring, keeping them at bay. This game far from over for Native White. They're starting to get a little bit scrappy, right, Tony? And that's where I think Native White, that's where their charm starts to come through, is when things are getting a little bit blow for blow, trade for trade, making it look dicey. That's where they're effective. Tapping Buttons had a Penguin skating around him, but he's going to be able to keep that overshield on, and Eco's last alive, and he's just going to have to run away. And you can see this is a clean rotation for Native White, and looks like they're going to at least get 10 seconds of time before Space Station can even challenge.
Yeah, it's funny you said it's a clean rotation for them, because it is, but I feel like Native White also making this game so dirty, so scrappy, like you said, and that's seemingly where they've been thriving so far.
I think he just got a blank sniper shot, right? Am I crazy?
Double
right
kill.
Just like, that sniper definitely hit, but did no damage.
Carrier kill.
I was just impressed by the movement of Eco. But if that was a blank sniper, it is a sniper shot. It's a bit unfortunate, but you gotta push forward here. Ball towards the mid map, and it's so close. This next round of slays might just decide the game here. And with both teams 2 down, Penguin goes in for a piv against Barcode and hits him with the perfect shots. That could be huge for SSG, but the rest of Native White are funneling towards the rat tunnel. Penguin going in for a high risk, high reward play. The rotate's gonna work out. Tapping Buns ends up going down. Barcode off the spawn onto the net side. Stellar takes down Gilkey. McWin is on the front lines, but he doesn't have the help he's looking for. He has to take the challenge of Penguin, and sadly, it's not going to happen.
Oh, Penguin, he got a perfect kill at bottom tunnel. He also just absolutely hits a nasty shot to stop that push from getting him, and that might just win them the game. Penguin wins another one. Oh my God, someone killed this man.
Only 8 more seconds needed here by Space Station Gaming. Barcode's gonna get dealt with over toward the seaside. Tapping Buzz comes right out of the pillar's door. Sadly looks left instead of right as Penguin continues to get Slay after Slay. Native White find himself 3 down. A momentary 1v1 and Bound still somehow grabs the ball. Nobody in position to stop Bound from getting him holding this last couple seconds of time. Ladies and gentlemen, home we are going to a game number 5.
Well, I mean, just a clean victory from Space Station. It feels like they finally got themselves into this groove. But Penguin, I mean, look at that. Woo! He's hit some big old shots right there. I really feel like Penguin cemented the win at that last round.
Yeah, and I feel it was the awareness to know that, you know, there's only one player that's able to stop you. I think there were maybe 2 down, and one player was like maybe off the spawn and just coming out of the play. So at that point, he gets shot at. He knows that he's weak. Penguin's not going to play the ball. He has the help and Bound right there. So what does he do? Just drops the ball, does that damage. Even if Penguin goes down right there, no matter what, his opposition ends up 1 shot. Bound gets the cleanup, and the final seconds ends up in the hands of Bound as opposed to panicking and just playing the ball as soon as you get shot at. So I think it was a great play by Penguin. Even if he didn't stay alive, SSG still win that round, and we're still going to this Game 5 Empyrean. And I guess it's only right that we go to the pit remake for what might just be the final game here in the tournament.
Empyrean Slayer to stop it. The dual snipers, rockets. I love me. You know, I know a lot of players hate playing Empyrean Slayer. I love watching Empyrean Slayer, Tony. I think this is going to be a banger of a Game 5.
I mean, who doesn't like 2 sniper rifles on a map? Like I feel like I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, I don't want to watch pros go at it with 2 sniper rifles." I feel like it's unheard of. It would be impossible. And of course, you got the rockets, you got the overshield, you got, you know, my favorite, the assault rifle, because you already know I go wild with it. When it comes to rockets and that overshield side of the map, what do you prioritize as a player? What are you a rocket kind of guy, or are you an overshield kind of girl?
Hey. Why not both? You know what I'm saying? Porque no los dos. It's all about making sure you get both of them away. Send 1 player over towards that overshield, and then I put 3 players to fight for rockets. 1, maybe 2 through long haul, depending if you know how the starts of the other team is. And then you have 1 player that tries to stall, not necessarily go right into green and grab rockets, right? You put a player towards green to stop the other team from playing forward, and then let that developing flank through long haul clean them up.
Okay, all right. Hey, you know what? I guess when the question is one or the other, you say both of them. You want the overshield. You want the rockets. Who wants it more? Will it be SSG or Native White? It's a game number 5. Native White having the opportunity to end and win this tournament right here with the win. Meanwhile, SSG trying to go the distance with a win here. We will force a bracket reset and go into a whole nother best of 5 series. We could have a long evening on our hands.
That overshield. Hey, overshield plays way more of an impact than I think people give it credit for on pit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a 2-2 split. Maybe sometimes you could even try to do 3-1s towards overshield, just because if you do get repulse, it's such a strong counter towards the rockets as well. So that you let your repulse player play a little bit more forward to try to counter out those rocket plays. We see Mikwood go immediately towards this overshield. Stellar, and he's gonna be the player playing the opposite side. No one dropping down right away. He wants to get this heat wave, and Stellar's not gonna check for it. Stellar drops down. He knows what he has to do. Sends that thing off the map, but he also took his team sniper off the map. And Tony, that's gonna have huge implications now. Tappy has the rockets, but now there's only 1 sniper on the map, and Gilkey has it.
Gilkey with that sniper rifle in hands, immediately taking it over to the sword side body shot, and Eco not able to get away with that heat wave, but now nades are coming in left and right. It's 2 members of SSG, make it 3, and the 4th one spawns over toward the courtyard side. Luckily, Tapping Buns takes down 1. Game gonna slow down just a bit. SSG can't keep funneling players over toward the sword side and going down every time, but the flank by McQuinn takes 1, almost 2.
Yeah, no one there to follow up that kill for Mikwood though. That's going to allow SSG to start pushing forward just a bit more. Gilkey just a little bit low with that reticle. Not going to be able to get that kill. Look at Barcode. He's leaking through. And Gilkey's playing low with the sniper. If Gilky can get through without being spotted, he's going to be in such a powerful spot to clean up one kill. He only has one shot, but he's going to be able to get a free kill. There we go. He jumps up. The BR gets the first one. And now, depending on where these spawns are, Gilky can just get an easy headshot.
The body shot gonna work just as well, finishes him with the BR, and now goes right in after Eco. It's so hard for SSG to focus in on Gilky on that flank when Barco got the kill and the rest of Native White were drawing the attention of SSG, but Gilky gonna get caught in the lift just a bit here. It's tough when you crouch up that lift. I feel like you gotta only crouch 1 or 2 times. Once you crouch 3 times, I'm getting stuck automatic.
Barcode. Gilky trying to break in, and Penguin's going to try to get Bound support. Bound with that heat whip doesn't need any though. Penguin keeps pushing on forward. Bound says, hey, I heard the charge. He's going to try to get those cleanups, but they result back for now. I mean, having this heat wave in this sword room is just so powerful, right? It's so hard to try to break in when you have that shotgun just pointed right in your face. Probably Spacestation put a lot of resources over towards this overshield. They've left rockets completely open, and Penguin needs they play off another overshield. They're not going to get the advantage off it, and I believe rockets should have fallen into the hands of Barcode. He gets the killing spree, and I just feel like Spacestation's been a little bit rocky when it comes to this utility control, getting those power weapons. They don't get any value off that overshield, and it's a 2-kill swing for Native White.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to keep the overshield out of the hands of your opposition, but when you're down by, 8, 9, 10 kills, which they were at the time, it feels like you need every single resource possible, and they're not getting it. And now Native White are really comfortable with slowing the game down and making SSG wonder, like, where are they going to come from? You have 2 members of Native White over toward the sword side. You got 2 members watching the long haul side. Native White watching every angle that SSG could possibly come from. Luckily, Penguin has the sniper rifle. 1 kill could open up the map. Gilky playing with fire here on the tower side. We know that Penguin is looking for him there.
Really, Gilky's the player to watch out for. He gets the sniper so often for his team, but also in Slayers, he's just so impactful for his team. When he gets 11 kills or more, they win 83% of the time. When he gets less than 11, 0%. Really, a lot counts on Gilky and winning gunfights and just helping his team play forward. So far, giving that sniper, giving him the utility to get the big kills for his team. It's the sniper duel. Penguin, he's going to take that pop shot on Penguin, but going to have to reapproach.
But now I feel like the sniper battle really begins, because now Gilky and Penguin know that they're on each other's tower, and I feel like they're daring each other to push. Stellar taking down McWin, but McWin sends Eco flying here, and Gilky taking down Penguin with that SSG. Go 3 down. This might be another opportunity for a spawn trap. Bound over on the sword side. The rest of SSG spawning up, and no time for trapping, because in 23 seconds we're going to see both rockets and overshield both coming up.
Bound's getting some valuable information, right, where these players are. For the first time, Spacestation needs to get away with at least a power weapon or utility this time. Last time, they had to play that overshield off the map. Bound and Penguin lining up over there. Stellar's trying to fight one of those rockets, tapping buttons. Is going to take that engagement. But Eco hits a huge shot. Barco's trying to clean up those rockets, but Eco's back. Eco gets the double, neutralizing the rockets, and suddenly Native White's position is lost. It's going to be a full-on push from Spacestation.
Eco and Gilky both having the same idea. They have that same angle towards rockets. Native White committed to it.
Snipe.
And Eco coming up with another snipe onto McWin. Now the training pit player going to be deal with tapping, but tries to break out. But SSG are chasing them down. Here's the spawn trap that you never want to see here on pit. Only down by 3, making 2 kills at the bound, taking down McWin. Native White spawning up can only trade out their life, because SSG are hunting them down at every single turn, back within striking distance. Just a 1-kill game, now tied up at 25 apiece.
There's 10 seconds for Native White to really get this game back in their hands. Oh no, Eco still has ammo. I thought he was out. He's gonna have more sniper to work with, and he can use that S1 as bait. Gilky lines up. It's a body shot to the cleanup. The next sniper hits. Tapping finally gets the kill, but Kevin Eco Smith has changed this game.
But with that tapping buttons, immediately picking up that sniper, puts it to work, immediately getting a body shot of his own. Native White weather the storm, are able to slow down SSG, get them off of their side, and now we have yet another sniper battle. 28 to 26. Native White having that 2-kill lead here. Tapping buttons having a turn with this sniper.
Hey, when you see a player slow that reticle down and line it up, Tony, I always feel like it's gonna hit. It's like, it's scary. Nico trying to clean up Barcode, but tapping saves his life. Oh boy. Oh no, Barcode does eventually go down. Stellar gets a couple, and with that sniper, he has the ability to push his team forward. We've been neck to neck, 30 all in this game, and oh, don't give Stellar too much to work with one of the best snipers in the game. He's gonna take heads.
Ooh, Gilkey not able to escape from bounds. Tapping buttons though goes right back at him, so the chaos ensues. We have rocket launcher coming up very soon here. Same for overshield. As rockets being watched. Penguin with the flank. Barcode having no idea, so Penguin gets himself a free kill, and nobody in position to stop Bound from coming in except for the player on the sword side with the heat wave. Bound breaks right back out. Good damage in by McWin to waste that overshield, but Native White go 2 down. The third one might fall. Now the spawns are being influenced here. You do not want to give SSG this type of momentum, this type of spawn control. They're in your base, and all you can do is go down once again.
I think that was a huge missed opportunity by McWin when I was fighting for that overshield. You have a repulse. You need to drop down and send him off the map if he's going to play for that overshield. Instead, he stayed up high and just tried to two-tap. And like, two-tapping from like a vertical position is just a tough thing to do. Bound was able to get that overshield, and he changes his game. For the most part, Native White's had control. Now suddenly, things are getting a little bit mixy. Spacestation gets to the 40-kill threshold first. It's only 9 more kills for them to win this game.
A huge kill by Barcode to momentarily slow him down, but the rest of SSG just push up, clean him out. Gilkey tried to alleviate some of the pressure by getting aggressive onto the spawning players for SSG, hopefully trying to change the attention of SSG. Gilkey's behind enemy lines, but it looks like there's 3 members of SSG that know he's here, but are really just ignoring. They're continuing to work on the spawning players of Native White. The strategy to distract them doesn't seem to be working out. However, it looks like Native White are headbutting. They find the 2 kills they were looking for. Tapping Buds finds that sniper and gives it right on to McWin. 40 to 43. You're down by 3 kills. McWin with the sniper rifle in hands. He needs to go absolutely off.
When Gilkey gets less than 11 kills, they never have won. And well, I don't think Gilkey's going to get himself to that threshold unless something drastic changes. They're putting this game in McWin's hands, and I can understand why. He's one of the best snipers to ever do it. His performance in Halo 2 Anniversary in particular, it felt like no one could stop him with the sniper when it was in his hands. He needs to replicate that demon that he had in Halo 2 Anniversary right now, and his team's chances are on the line. And oh, he's taking some risky maneuvers. McWin's made weak. That overshield's coming up. Native White has the better position, but you best believe Spacestation's ready to fight.
Body shot connecting onto Bound, anticipating the movement over towards S1, and somehow it's Native White. They're able to get a hold of rockets and a kill. But McWin onto one of the players, but McWin ends up being taken down. That sniper rifle snatched up off of his lifeless body. Tapping Buds follows it up to bring them within 2. Stellar down to half shields, almost down to 1 shots, able to stay alive. Tapping Buttons has the overshield. Another member of Native White has the rockets, all the resources in the hands of Native White.
Right, they got the rockets and the overshield, but they had to give up the they had to give up the sniper to do so. So right now, Spacestation, they have 2 snipers, but that might not make the difference if you're letting them flood in. They've taken the lead. Oh no, Spacestation, they're trapped. They're trapped. Barcode and Gilkey are working through. McWin and tapping together. It's a 2-2 split, but they're all starting to fall down. This is so dangerous for Spacestation, but Stellar has the snipe.
Tied up at 46 apiece. Both teams just 4 kills away from taking the game. You can't make any mistakes. McWin goes up. What goes up must go down. Stellar able to take him down. There's one more player onto the tower side. Tapping Buds finds himself the kill onto Penguin. Stellar throwing at an angle onto one. Can't quite win the piv against Barcode. And now we're talking 49 to 49. Gilkey goes up. Repulses bound back. Can't quite find the kill. Just one more needed for both of these teams. Here comes the nades.
I mean, they have to know Gilkey's hiding down there. They all retract. Look at Space Station. They're all standing on top of each other. They're not giving up anything for free. They're moving as a pack. It's a wolves that move towards long haul. Look at all four of them.
SSG decided to flip the map, and now Tapping Buns has to be careful. He does not want to get isolated here. He knows that they're flanking players, but does he know it's all four members of SSG? Penguin reveals himself, but only one was revealed. I think at this point, Native White needs to know that they have control of their side, and we should be moving into overtime.
It's the snipers. It's Eco gets the one for SSG. Who got the sniper? Gilkey. They put the game in Gilkey's hands. Oh my, it's literally no one's peeking anything. It's gonna be all sniper play. Maybe you play for the Rockets, but remember last time Eco had a sniper and they played for Rockets? It was a double kill that completely changed this game. Looks like they're gonna play Overshield. Look, all four of them dropping down towards Overshield. Wow. A repulse could win the game.
High risk, high reward.
You don't drop down. You can't drop down. Look at, they're all down there. Where's Gilkey? Oh, Gilkey's gonna get an angle. Gilkey, no!
Gilkey goes in for the challenge, but the moment he pokes his head, it's Eco that clears it right off of his body. SSG taking that game number 5 and bringing us into a bracket reset, but what a shot. Look at this. Gilkey pokes his head for just a millisecond. Frame perfect, sees the kneecap, and that was just enough time for Eco to line up that headshot and absolutely steal this game away.
What a phenomenal finish to this game, Tony. A 50-49 reverse sweep. And I wonder if we can get a replay of just the very last bit. Let's break down how this all goes down and where Native White could have potentially won this game. Look how all four of them are rotating. When they do this, they leave their flank completely exposed, but they have so much respect for the sniper of SSG that they can't push through, right? If one player just checks and sees that there's no one there and tries to get through and gets behind him, it's an easy kill. Instead, Eco just has a laser sight towards that ram, towards that runway, and it's game over. Guys, it's time for a small break. I have to go. This tournament's going for so long. My brother's coming into town. I need to go pick him up from the airport. We're gonna get active in here to finish this out with you, Tony. But I just want to say this has been a phenomenal tournament. I'm so glad we're getting a reset. I'm out. Welcome Active into the broadcast when he gets here. We're gonna play some ads and we're gonna be back with our reset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with your HCS Open 2K event. We're here in the grand finals where SSG were able to reset the bracket in a game number 5. Native White, the ones to send them down to elimination bracket to begin with. SSG at least getting part of their revenge, but the work is not done. One more best of 5 series, we will be crowning a winner.
What a crazy 49-49 we just witnessed as well. I was able to catch half of it. Guilty getting sniped by Eco there. The 1v1 snipe going into overtime in his Slayer. Absolutely incredible, but here we go. The grand finals reset. The question is, will SSG be able to carry this momentum?
Well, SSG coming out with the opening break well. Native White find himself 3 down here, and SSG with that early time, even with the shotgun in the back pocket. Eco getting cleared off of the purple side. That's going to allow Native White to start to get aggressive here from multiple angles. We see McWin choosing to push up over toward the subway.
Yeah, it looks like SSG has full control right now of the B Street. There's a push coming in from PD, but that kill from McWin is going to really set things off, because if they get the kill on Penguin here, they're going to have full control once again.
Great nade by McWin, but it's not enough to take down Penguin. Gilkey having to overextend a bit to take him out, and now working onto Eco. Gets the assist onto the second. Is going to shroud right out of that situation. Native White taking control of the B side. Stellar being a nuisance onto the red room side. He's gonna deal with the red room with the red gun. It only makes sense. And now Barcode just hiding in the shadows, coming right back out when the time is right. Well played by Native White. We have a bit of a fight here for round 1, about even when it comes to hill progression.
Yeah, great job by Barcode there, utilizing that shroud screen. He's got the red gun in hand, so a very important weapon and very important resources to hold. And now they're gonna go for that retake.
Stalker rifle still in the hands of Barcode, hits the perfect kill, but the follow-through comes in, and he ends up being switched out. Tapping but going in for the challenge onto Penguin, and he's going to be cleared out. And with that, SSG are going to take hill number 1. Bound already starting to move over towards Rockets, and there's one player of Native White who managed to slip by the cracks into the subway side.
Yeah, that's really big by SSG, right? They get 4 dead, but not only that, they get a clean 4 dead. All spawns are together, not a lot of time in between each spawn, and because of that, they get rockets and they get a couple kills off the rip here. It's going to be 2 dead for each team, though. Great job by Native White to get those 2 trades.
1-0 lead here for Spacestation Gaming. Native White starting to get the kills that they were looking for, but Bound practically full shields. Barcode thinking he was weak, doubles back. It looks like finally Bound is going to be taken down. That's the teamwork that's been so popular with Native White so far. We see Native White over towards this hill. Half the members of SSG on the black screen, the other half started to try to angle out here on the mid side. Stellar deals a ton of damage, and Barker with the high IQ play to shroud out the middle of the map, blocking that line of sight. I love that play, Tim.
That was a great play. Also a great play by SSG is getting that initial pick and then pushing forward. But look at that, SSG, they go 4 dead. Native White really breaking down that offense from SSG, breaking down that push.
No time being accumulated once again here for Native White. I say it all the time. You can go down 1 hill, but you can't go 2 in a row. And Native White bringing that energy, but who is accounting for Stellar? And the flank over toward the subway. He's able to take down 1. Is answered right back. As I say that, 3 out of 4 members from Native White are removed off of the map of streets. And this is going to be some time once again coming in from SSG. Gilkey trying to snipe somebody with that bulldog. I'm not mad at him. I try to do that too.
Get as much damage as you can when you can, but Gilkey, a great job in that play by, staying alive, making sure once again to kind of be a nuisance, right? You want to be a difficult kill for this SSG squad, because that first kill is really going to set things up. And as you can see right there, momentarily, Native White was 3 dead. Now, of course, SSG have control, and they're looking to get their 2nd hill in a row.
And with the Rockets coming up, Space Station gave me I guess, divide their resources, accumulating hill time while also getting players over toward the Rockets. It looks like it might just be working. Penguin takes down Gilkey, but it looks like Barcode is able to take down Stellar, and now Eco in a 1v1. Barcode right out, the bait and switch comes in, and McQuinn not playing fair. He has the rockets, well played by him, and he continues to put the pressure on. 2 members down for each of the teams, but it's Native White that still have the subway control and are so close to finishing out the second hill.
Yeah, Native White did a really good job there of prioritizing those rockets, getting out of hill, you know, removing that information from SSG and then retaking once again. We're seeing a lot of retaking here, kind of like in that Counter-Strike kind of play style. You leave the hill, get set up, and then you can retake, and they're doing a great job of that. But finally, 3 go down for Native White. SSG take control once again, but they've got a tapping buttons in their commando.
We might be witnessing a robbery here because SSG are just moments away from taking this hill, which was rightfully Native White's. That's a 2-0 lead for SSG. That is devastating for Native White. Penguin going right under Barcode. Now attacking, tapping buttons. Excellent shots by him. His teammates going to be able to finish that up. Love the damage and the teamwork now being answered back here by Space Station Gaming, able to take 2 hills in a row and clear Native White way out of this A side. Space Station Gaming playing just as good as they did in the first series, and we know what happened then.
Yeah, honestly, it's really devastating to the mental to be Native White, be in that grand finals, and be 1 kill away from closing out the entire tournament and having that taken away from you. They've got to just set themselves up to just reset and take control once again. It looks like SSG are starting to walk away with this. The momentum looks to be too strong.
And it's funny because we talked about King of the Hill being one of SSG's weaker game types, and even Avengers were able to get a huge win on them, and a very valuable one at that. But look at here, them on streets 2-0 right now. How to grab a hold of those rockets as well. 2 members going down for each of the squads, but when the one team has resource, I usually give them the advantage. But hold on, wait. What happened to the Rockets? Oh, okay, here we go. Stellar. I was about to say, hold on.
Stellar gets control. He ends up, wasting both, but still able to utilize them and not let them go into Native White's hands. And again, SSG on the cusp right now of capturing this very 3rd hill. It's going to be an answer that needs to happen from Native White right now. They've got to get control, and that #1 player is going to be Penguin. He's got to get him off of A and then start to push off that kill. But once again, tapping goes down, and that means we're delayed just a bit. And you can see the kills starting to come in once again for SSG.
And Gilkey, being the perimeter player on the purple side, is dealt with as well. So it looks like the B side is being cleared out. There's only 1 more player in position. The purple side was cleared out, and that means nobody able to stop Space Station Gaming from winning that hill. And sometimes when you go up 3-0 on streaks, it feels like the game almost ends there. Even if they lose this shotgun side, they can just play the timer when it goes to that mid. Native White would have to win this as soon as possible and then move on to win the hardest hill to capture in Halo Infinite. It's looking tough. I don't want to say it's impossible, but I'm going to say highly improbable for Native White to come back here.
Yeah, it is looking very grim at the moment. And like you said, I mean, even if they do get this one, still a big mountain to climb. And I think, after this game, you've got to come to a reset a little bit. Take a minute. I know they had a couple minutes before this grand finals reset happened, but take more time because McQuinn, he doesn't need more time. Triple kill out of him. Will this spark something though? Will this be enough for them to come back here? It's a very tall mountain we have to climb here if you're Native White.
Minute 52 seconds on the clock, and I really believe time is going to be a factor in this one, especially if Native White are able to win this over. And it almost seems like SSG are punting this hill. They're already moving over towards Seaside control. At least Penguin is. You see Rockets coming right back in from Stellar and Eco, and looks like Penguin a double back. Gonna try to make something happen. Bound, able to take down McQuinn, and with 3 down for Native White, I thought they had the advantage, but SSG break right in, and now they have control once again with the shoddy side. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, it looks like you said, they were punting that hill. That bottom center hill, you had mentioned it earlier, very difficult hill to get. You got to get that bottom C side, and then it's just, you're a bottom center, essentially. You've got all these angles that are able to look at you. So, I mean, that bottom center hill is crazy. So I would have thought they would have punted this as well, just kind of play time on that very last hill. But it looks like they didn't, and now Native White in a position to get a hill on the board. But is it enough is the question. This bottom center hill is very difficult.
Don't tell me SSG are gonna steal yet another hill, just like they did in hill number 2. Native White are in desperation mode. They have to beeline it straight towards the hill, and I don't know if anybody's even in position. We see one last clamber into the hill, but that clamber was just too slow. Space Station Gaming 4-0ing Native White in game number 1. That's how you make a statement.
That is a statement, and it's just a mental crushing game for Native White. They've really just got to slow down here, take a minute. I know it's really one of those things where you just want to start up that next game. You want to get right back into it, but at this point, you know, all the momentum is on SSG's side. They won that 49-50. They come into this next game in the grand finals reset with a 4-0. This is very convincing out of SSG. We've got to break it up a little bit, get a little reset here, and then go into the next one with some new energy.
Tim, I don't know what you're talking about here. You don't have any time to take a break. You don't have any 5 minutes. It's 11 p.m. Eastern, and we all know that responsible gamers are in bed by midnight. Every single last one of them. So it's almost everybody's bedtime. There's no time, Tim. There's no time here.
They got to make some time. All right, tell your mom, dad, I can't go to sleep right now, or we're staying up and we're going to play this game. But it looks like, Tony, they get right back into it again. Looks like this next match is starting. And to me, I just feel like when you give that much momentum to SSG, your heart's racing in that 49-50, okay? Your heart's racing. And if you're Eco and you're hitting that last snipe, you know, against another snipe in Gilkey to get that game-winning kill, you know, there's a lot of adrenaline pumping on both sides. You just got to slow it down. But there's no slowing down here, okay? Maybe, I don't know what I'm talking about, Tony. I'm sitting here with you. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but here we go. Let's see if Native White can come back and tie the series up.
Game number 1 going handsomely in favor of Space Station Gaming, and now we're going to see if Native White can answer back here in the Slayer. First to 50 kills takes the win. 12 minutes on the clock, and we already see Native White starting off 3 down. An active camouflage still in the mid-map. Native White spawning closest to it, but you have multiple members of SSG having eyes trained on it, being able to use it as bait. Stellar slides right in, tapping buns, able to melt them onto that one. Bound, making the commando look like it never was nerfed. McQuinn flying in, chasing Penguin away, and I believe tapping buns was able to get away with camo.
Yeah, they got that fortunate C-plat spawn, and they were able to utilize that to grab this camo. A lot of damage done in the process, though. We'll see if tapping buttons can get the value necessary here. 3 kills for McQuinn right off the bat in this game. It's a 5-6 score line in favor of Space Station.
Now Tapping Buns wants to make his way towards the A side, but looks like SSG were anticipating that, so trades out his life there, but you would want to see a little bit more coming out of that active camouflage. Eco with the long range shots right to the shock rifle, puts a shot to his system. 2 down go Native White. Still a 1-kill lead in favor of Space Station Gaming.
We've got Barcode here, though. A shock rifle. See the aggressive push here. SSG know that he's alone, I believe. They're gonna try to make a move on it, but no. They end up staying back, and he gets a double because of it.
Double kill.
Penguin is the next victim, but he decides to play his life. A very beautiful play there by Barcode. He gets 2. Is that enough momentum for him to carry on through this game?
A headshot Sown Mead. His boys back home, back at ANZ, felt that one. Let me tell you, across the pond, they done felt that one. Tied up at 13 apiece. Active camouflage up. Both teams using it as bait. Tapping buttons, getting a easy back smack onto 1, which leads to 2, which leads to 3 down for Space Station Gaming. McWin, the final player, allowed to be able to steal that active camo. Barcode is going to be able to activate it. Ooh. And with that, Eco and the rest of SSG prioritized making sure that camouflage player went down, and that's exactly what happens here. So once again, tied up at 18 apiece. Once again, Eco taking height onto the tower side. 2 members of Native White gonna overwhelm it. Eco goes down. 2 more in front of them. Native White with the bait and switch, just too good.
All right, that was incredible, right? That was a perfect team play out of Native White. They were able to utilize that bait and switch, like you said, but not only once, 3 times to get 3 separate kills, and because of that, a lead 23-20. Native White starting to roll forward here.
Barcode and McWin onto the gold side. Yoki getting a critical kill onto the tower side, and it looks like once again Native White winning these individual gunfights, even the team gunfights going their way, and that spells trouble for SSG because now a 4-kill lead as we approach the 30-kill mark. Gilkey grabs himself a disruptor. Cross map shots onto Penguin. There is one member of SSG pushing up gold. That's going to be Stellar. I'm a little worried about that because now you have Eco that's backing him up. These two going to clear up A side. Barcode takes down one. A 1v1 between him and Bound. The nades land, but somehow Bound lives.
Yeah, it was a beautiful nade. I thought that was going to hit as well, but of course, Bound, the slippery snake, always staying alive in such peculiar situations, and we see it once again there. A lot of aggression out of tapping buttons here. Again, a lead of 6 by Native White in this situation, and they maintain this lead. They could be in a good spot. We've of course crossed that 30 kill mark, and that's when the game really starts.
And every single time I look at that kill feed, I see Native White always having the numbers right now, which is surprising because we know how good SSG play with those numbers. Tapping buttons, sneaking right in the takedown. One Bound clears him right out, but it's still a 4-kill lead for Native White. Barcode gets shredded due to the shock rifle and the teamwork from SSG, and not only was Penguin able to get away with the active camo, but now you combine it with the shock rifle. Native White, if you want to hold on to this lead, watch your heads.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple staggered pushes here from Native White just previously, but hopefully they can continue to utilize that bait and switch that they've done so well with. And of course, like you said, the first camo for SSG is also going to give them the tie in this game, 36-36.
Yeah. Members of Native White, once again, they are not afraid to stack numbers. They're not afraid to send 2, 3, if not the whole damn squad on one single angle, and it works. But off the screen, Bound gets herself a double kill with 1 grenade. That's a cluster lock. Tapping buttons, lines up the shock rifle, lines up a second one. Penguin able to stay alive. He's going to try to drop down over toward the blue pipe side. Tapping buttons anticipates it well, but just anticipating it is not enough. You got to finish that kill.
Great call there, though. They end up cleaning that kill up. That was 2 dead momentarily for SSG, and now a 2-kill lead once again for Native White. So all is not lost. They can tie the series up right here, and the back smack from Tapping Buttons is going to do a lot of damage, but a trade comes out once again. We've got 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining and only 6 kills needed for Native White to tie this up.
Here we are at the end game. 2-kill game here. Can Native White close it out? 2 members on the long haul side. Barcode able to take down 1. Deals the damage onto Bound and then grapples right in looking like Peter Parker, excuse me. Spider-Man's right through the long haul. That's going to allow the rest of Native White to get away with this active camouflage. It's already a 5-kill game. You already only need 2 kills, and now you're just being greedy with this active camouflage. McWin gets spotted over towards mid-map. SSG, you know they're going to try to follow up with it. There's no way that he can hide. Gilkey tries to support him over toward the whirlpool, able to get 1 kill. Bound down to 1 shot. They're going to reset here. They only need 1 more.
Yeah, McWin essentially had the game in his hands right there with that camo, but this is going to be it anyway. There's the trade. Boom. Native White going to tie it up 1-1, and that's the answer you needed. That's the shutdown you needed as well, and apparently no break was needed there, Tony.
SSG might have started off game number 1 with the win, but Native White answered right back in that game 2. And although it was just a 4-kill game, I felt like the eyeball test told me that Native White had control that entire game. If you would have told me that was 50-36, if you would have told me that 50-32, I would have believed you just based on the eyeball test. Native White looking good on Slayer Recharge, but now we move on to Live Fire. Before that, I want to take a look at some of these replays. Oh my God.
Beautiful flick right there, but really impressed by Native White's teamwork. I think it's really evolved since the last time I watched these. I was streaming, this entire time, so I wasn't able to catch a lot of the tourney here, but just from the couple of games that I've watched, Native White, they look so clean in terms of just, that bait and switch capability, the idea of just staying alive, and just covering each other's angles. They do it so very well, isolating players in the middle of a fight. Such a good job, but question is, can they continue it in this game number 3? We started to see it really strong in that second game in the very beginning, but it's all about what you do, what you continue to do, I should say, and it looks like a little bit of a reset here. Tony, tell me a little bit about, Native White's, game style today. Like, what have you seen that's kind of maybe improved through them since the last time you watched them?
I mean, it's been all about that teamwork, and you kind of mentioned it before. To put it in perspective, 38 of their team's 50 kills were assisted.
Wow.
You had 3 players in triple digits and tapping buttons who had 15 kills, only having 4 assists to go along with it. But still, it's their ability. It's their ability to be unselfish and to play for one another. Forget the health, forget individual plays, even forget the stats. The moment your partner's in trouble, you are putting yourself out there, isolating that angle to cover them, put down that damage. The bait and switch is real, and anytime you get into a gunfight against Native White, just know it's not a 1v1. It is a 1v2. Damn it, it might be a 1v3. You know what, Tim? It might be a 1v4 the way that they play, because they're always fighting for their brother in arms.
Yeah, I love that. And again, I talk about the isolation during a fight, right? I think it's really difficult to, let's say, be in a 3v3 engagement. You know, let's say you're bottom tower on recharge and you're in a 3v3 engagement. I think it's really difficult as a team to isolate the enemy players and just kind of focus on one together and do that. And they did that 3 times on that one play we saw at the very end of that game. That is incredible to me. I just think it's very difficult to do, and for a team to have that much chemistry, especially, you know, definitely a newer team, obviously starting with season 2, you know, just coming into the scene, and you know, obviously veteran players, of course, but it's just crazy to me that this chemistry is this strong already.
You would take a look at the picture, and we saw that during the grand finals before the reset, we saw that Native White were able to win out that strongholds on recharge. It was a dominant one at that 250 to 101. You know, great for them. That Space Station Gaming's bread and butter game type. Strongholds is their best game type. So usually I would say going into a Strongholds live fire, I think that SSG always had the advantage. Native White were able to beat them one time, but recharge is a lot different than live fire. Live fire, a lot more of a punishing map, and that's exactly where we're going to. Can SSG answer right back and take this game number 3, or will Native White do what they've done so many times in this tournament, and that's run away with that momentum on their side? Live fire is where we land. Tim, I hope you're ready.
I am extremely ready. Of course, we're going to have a close series here. You can't go to a grand finals reset thinking that the reset is going to be a blowout. It's not happening. This is going to be a very close game on Strongholds. Of course, we'll see if, you know, we'll see who's going to be able to take advantage of that snipe. We've seen some massive, you know, plays with that so far, but of course, very interesting start here from Tapping Buttons. This is the player that, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to watching a little bit more of. Of course, being a part of that EG roster back in Halo 5, they saw something in him, and now once again playing for a team on the US, and it's great to see all these players be on the same team here. That overshield coming up soon, and the weapon to help that right there is Stellar.
What I find to be really interesting is that Native Red were the winners of last week's 2K, and Native White have the ability to like follow that up, having back-to-back wins for the Native org. Like, I feel like the real winners right now is like Deranged Native. Yeah, our teams are eating right now. Like, if he came up with Native Gold, had me, you, Son of Two, and Walshy on the team, we'd probably win next week. That's how good Native is at the moment here. Tapping Buttons, breaking out to the pillar side, doing some great damage, and that damage would have returned right back as Penguin clears him out, and they're able to move right into a double cap. Stellar with the sniper rifle. Native White could be forced to spawn over toward the seaside of the map, exactly where Space Station Gaming want them.
Yeah, SSG, oh my goodness gracious, Stellar. This is a little bit scary. When Stellar starts to pop like this, it can be a scary thing. And like you see, 4 dead for Native White. An incredible start for SSG. They have knowledge of the spawns as well. This is looking scary.
What are they feeding them boys over in Arizona? Whatever you eat, I want some of it. I don't know. My gosh, Stellar with the no scope. Could have brought the game down with that one, and they're following it up as well. McWin, the first one to go down here out of the lobby, and the 2 go down for Native White. And now with that, you see SSG breaking right through the middle. Looks like they want to work onto a trip cap. They have the numbers they're looking for. Overshield is coming up. Native White are struggling just to get off a spawn. Forget getting resources like the overshield. They just need to stay alive.
Yeah, honestly, they're doing a really good job of that too. You know, Native White is being caught out. Of course, you saw Gilkey down there. He's going to spawn up now, but Mikwin's now down again. They're playing this game where they just never have numbers. What do you do when you're in a 3v4, you know, or a 2v4, and then you have a guy with OS on your screen, and that's going to be bound? What do you do when SSG is taking control of everything? A triple cap on the board. Gilkey going to go swimming, and SSG looking really strong at the start of this game.
What do you do, Tim? What do you do? You move on to game number 4, brother. That's what it feels like. At that point, it's like, you know what? I'm not giving them any more momentum. I'm waving the white flag. 115 to 10 at the moment. This is a much different scoreline than we saw back on Stronghold's recharge in the first grand finals before the reset. The double cap is still being held. Native White in the 4v4 scenarios are not winning these individual fights. They are not winning these team fights. There is no advantage going towards Native White at the moment, and you're seeing it. I mean, it reflects in the scoreline. It reflects in every single overshield and sniper rifle that falls in the hands of Spacestation Gaming. This is not good. It's not good.
It's not. I mean, look at Bounce starting off the game 9-4, having an incredible start to the game. Stellar decides to pick up the snipe. Great job playing. You gotta. All right, this is one of the big things from watching Halo for as long as I have. And I mention it pretty often, but it's just something that you just gotta watch. If you watch someone like Stellar right now, just watch their reticle, watch their movement, how fast they're playing. This is when you know someone, you know, one of these top players is locked in, and when a Stellar is locked in like that, it gets really scary. They've got a 156 to 15 lead right now, and Gilkey goes for a swim once again. He doesn't want to face him 1v1. He just calls it.
Stellar's locked in, and he may have key in his name. Gilkey was not the key to unlock that, let me tell you. My man just straight to cell right off the map and right off of spawn. Gilkey feels the presence of Bound and SSG. Right back to the respawn he goes with that perfect kill. Another double cap now turning into a trip cap if they're able to finish off Alpha. And look at Bound just putting the pressure right back on. Native White don't even have a chance to breathe without SSG right in their face, putting shots on them. 181 to 16. The lead continues to grow.
This is just straight up, you know, a pure confident game out of SSG, and it's really good to see, right? They're capable of it. 194 to 16. Like you said, I mean, they've got a massive lead here. Is there any way to come back for Native White? I mean, it's going to take a lot. I will not count them out, though. I have seen a massive comebacks on live fire strongholds. I've seen it many times. We can definitely see one here, but the problem is we're going to have to see someone really pop off here. I'm looking at barcode, and I'm looking at tapping buttons in this game.
Tim, I feel like if I told the people at home that Native White were the ones who beat out SSG in the winners bracket, they'd call me a liar. I feel like if I told them that they won 250 to 104 on this very same game type before the bracket reset, I feel like they'd call me a double liar. But I'm not joking. Native White, been there, done that. But SSG with the masterful recovery that we're seeing here so far, showing why they are one of the best strongholds teams in the world. 230 to 25, over a 200-point lead. I love the fact that Native White are not going down without a fight. You know, it's not over until it's over, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before they find the kills they're looking for, get the double cap, maybe a triple, and end the game.
I thought barcode would have been a very, you know, just a thorn in the side there at Pillars, but they send a player already at Pillars. They understand it and just realize and predict that he's going to be there, and just while taking him out, they're able to just really push on to B. And now, of course, they get B. But look, the OS in Mikwin's hands. We're gonna see what type of value he gets out of this, though. He's got a lot of OS left, and he's doing a ton of damage. This could be the opening while they still have 2 caps on the board.
Somehow the double cap still being held here by Native White, and Mikwin is still thriving with this overshield, able to use the heat wave, brings the heat right onto Stellar. The rest of SSG are gonna chase him back down over toward the mud side, but he doubles right back in. Eco goes down, the same fate for Penguin. And where was this Native White throughout the first half of the game?
I told you, I said it, this game type, you can come back in games like this, and this momentum is what they need. Mikwin with a sniper in hand, he's gonna have to kind of place himself on Nest side, but he's gonna have to hit some shots here because they're gonna double push this, and there it is, him going down there, 3 dead. That's the opening for SSG to get C, and then they can potentially go back and get A if they want as well, depending on the spawns. But it looks like there might be some spawners on the OS side of the map. So you're gonna have to kill Slay out once again while they try to hold this C point.
Double cap right back in favor of SSG, but they're already fighting for the Charlie side. Eco gets the triple kill, which might just be the nail in the coffin.
Killing spree.
Native White go multiple down. SSG out rotate him over toward the Alpha side while the rest of Native White are dealing with Charlie. There's one player to try to defend this Alpha, and it's not going to happen. Eco moves over towards Sandbags. If they don't deal with Eco, this game is going to be over. Penguin with the double kill. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a game number 4, and Space Station are up 2-1.
I see a back and forth tug of war between these two teams. I mean, maybe it's strength in maps, but like you said, this looked like a strong map coming from Native White previous to this game that we just witnessed. I don't know. Like I said, it might have a lot to do with confidence going into that game number 3, but Empyrean CTF is our next one. I'm going to be honest with you. It might be because I'm old and nostalgic, but definitely one of my favorite game type map combinations in this game right now. Goodness me, it's so much fun to watch.
I'll be honest with you, Tim. I don't know much of this world. You know, with Native White able to send SSG down to elimination bracket, I was shocked by that. With Avengers able to beat not only Sentinels but G1 and FaZe. You know, I didn't know that was happening. You know, SSG coming in and going against the team to knock them down to elimination bracket. We send the bracket now 1 game away. I didn't know that either. But if there's one thing I do know, Tim, it's that you are indeed old. That is correct. If there's one thing in life that I do know,
I am old, yes,
is that
yes.
you are old. Yes, I agree with you.
Yes, very, very old and getting older by the minute. But hey, you know what? It's making me wiser, Tony, and wise enough to know that there's no way that Native White come out of this series with a blowout happening. They're gonna win this next game, and we're gonna go to another. This is not ending here, Tony. There's no possible way this is ending right now.
I feel like I'm not seeing the same energy out of Native White that I saw in the winners bracket, that I saw even throughout the winners bracket. But I feel like Native White almost look tired right now. I don't want to say scared. I just feel like they have emptied the tank to get here, and what a run they've been on. It's been a long tournament. But you know, I love my quotes. One of my favorite ones are, "Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Everything you ever want is on the other side of being tired. Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of excuses." And now it's time to just empty it out. Now it's time to leave it all on the line. Come out with the win. Send this over to a game number 5, and then anything can happen. I believe that they have it in them. We saw one game 5. Why not see another one? It starts here on Empyrean CTF.
Why not, Tony? Why not is the question. And this is the break I was looking for earlier. Earlier, they proved me wrong. They said, Active, you have no idea what you're talking about. You've got a big ego. You act like you know what you're talking about, but you don't. We're not going to take a break. But this time, they do. This is the break that I think will help them in this game. And I think Empyrean CTF, we've seen Empyrean on our screens before with these two. It was a very close one. It was a Slayer, a little bit different. But I think this one's going to be close as well. Tony, here we go. Game number 4. Native White versus SSG in the grand finals reset. Are you ready, baby? Let's go.
We saw Empyrean Slayer earlier, but now we get to see its prettier cousin, if you will. You know, Empyrean CTF. You still got the same rockets. You still got the same overshield. I love me some dual sniper rifles, and you can even make plays with the equipment, such as that repulsor and the drop wall. I love me some capture the flag on Empyrean. I wonder who's gonna come out on top. In the last CTF, it was SSG that not only won, but quite frankly dominated. It was 5-1, but it's hard to compare Empyrean and Aquarius.
Right, it definitely is a very, very different maps here. But I mean, I think if anything tells us you are correct. We did see a Slayer, and we're seeing a CTF now, but a little bit of the same. Some of these players, like we'll just call out Gilkey, for instance. He's played the pit on Halo 3 like an incredible amount of more times than I've changed my underwear. Okay, and that's crazy. All right, because I change them every day. This guy he's a legend on this map. He knows the angles. He knows, you know, how to utilize the snipe. So like a player like Gilkey, a player like Mikwin maybe coming into this map, I think they're gonna have a little bit of an edge in terms of just, you know, what angles to take, etc. But we'll see. We'll see if it pans out. They already get SSG on a spawn trap here on that snipe side. We'll see if they're able to get more slays and pull this flag.
Gilkey pushed him over towards the first BR. What a stick onto Bound to trade out his life there, but 2 down for both teams. Make it 3 for Native White. McWin, the final player alive, and he's going to be spotted. He's going to try to stay alive and buy as much time over toward the shotgun side, but with 2 members coming in from both sides, he's dealt with immediately. The rest of Native White aren't able to make it in time, and in fact, Spacestation Gaming have these continuation kills that are coming in. They're going to overwhelm the training side and the long haul side, and what started off as a 2 or 3 down for Native White onto Spacestation Gaming side of the map, now they're being punished off a spawn. That's 3 down and a pull here for Spacestation Gaming.
That is a massive 3 down. Mikwin was in a position there to probably milk his life a little bit more. He ended up, you know, pushing that angle and chowing, getting a little bit of damage. Thought that was maybe the play, but unfortunately, they end up getting that flag pulled. Not too much he could do, but it looks like that flag is about to go through once again. 3 down for Native White, and the flag making it all the way to the other side. Mikwin, the only one in position. As he was the first dead, he was the first to spawn. Tried to get over there. Not going to happen. 1-0 SSG.
Normally a very tough map to cap on. You know, this and Argyle might be the 2 hardest maps to capture that's on the circuit, but almost making it look easy within what, 2.5 minutes. SSG putting their first on the board, and they're already up 2-1 so far in the series. Slay after Slay now going in favor of SSG, but tapping buttons, breaking through long haul. McWin follows it right up by taking down Bound. 1 more kill, and we could see a counterpull opportunity coming out of Native White.
Yeah, that was the teamwork that I was looking for this entire time. You saw that, right? It was tapping buttons. He put the damage in. They followed it up on long haul. Are they going to be able to do anything out of it is the question here. Gilkey playing sneaky. They get the OS as well. Tony, this is really big for Native White. Can they capitalize, though? They've got to get these kills, and look how difficult Eco is making himself as a kill here. Look how annoying he is.
Oh, tapping buttons finally able to find the kill, no longer having any bit of that overshield left, but you see multiple members of Native White pushing through the long haul side. Tapping buttons gonna continue to apply pressure. He knows that he might be able to sneak this sniper rifle away, or at least trade out his life, taking down Eco, but that flag isn't captured just yet. The overextenders are here. Maybe Tapping should have rotated back. This flag is not going to be as easy as they thought it was. This is bad.
Yeah, it's up to Gilkey here. He gets 2, wow. But that's going to be enough. There it is. They end up putting that one in. It's tied up 1-1 now. But again, we got to play a little bit of defense here. It's a 2v2 situation, but SSG can do a lot of damage on this side of the map.
I was a little worried before, but not only were they able to capture that flag, but they're even able to clear Spacestation Gaming off of their side of the map. So it's a double win coming out of Native White to tie up the game. And of course, Tapping Buttons whipping out the assault rifle. I've been telling y'all, it's the best gun in ranked, and y'all ain't using it.
I know you love that. Man, every time I watch your stream, man, you're always with that assault rifle, and you slay with that thing. It's actually crazy to see, but you know, they will utilize that as well. But something else being utilized on your screen right now is going to be Mikwin with a sniper. He's got to get Stellar off his side of the map, though. Stellar's going to, prove to be a very big thorn in the side here for Native White. They've got to get him off their side of the map, and they're trying to pull this flag as well. This is 2 tasks that, are very difficult to complete together.
There we go, McWin connecting onto one, almost able to hit the second one. I remember watching an interview with Snipe Down and McWin, and they said McWin was the best offensive sniper on their team. Snipe Down would be the one to grab it when the game slowed down or whatnot. Okay. So McWin getting really active with that sniper rifle, and we've seen time and time again when in stalemates they actually defer the sniper to Gilkey, especially on a map like this. So very almost kind of that same dynamic that we saw back when McWin and Snipe Down teamed together.
Rockets are in the hands of Stellar, but you see Tapping Buttons obviously does have that overshield. The problem is Stellar's got information on him, and with that information, he's going to be able to wipe that overshield completely. 2 down, though, for SSG, and a little bit of map control here for Native White if they want to push up on it. It looks like they do. Look at all the angles they're getting here.
Trades coming out across the board, but these trades actually working in favor of Native White when they wiped Space Station Gaming off of the map of Empyrean. The spawners are coming in, but it's nowhere near time to stop this flag from making it over towards the long haul. We see multiple members of SSG gonna break right on through the green side. They have to be dealt with. Eco finds a kill onto Barcode. Love how quick they were able to get right back on the map, make their presence known. That almost was an easy cap for Native White, and even though it was hard, it's still going in. Native White with the 2-1 lead.
Yeah, but SSG does a really good job there, right? They don't worry about really stopping that flag. They don't get scrappy for it. Instead, they try to stay alive so that they can get control. And there it is right here. They're still, able to put these kills in. Unfortunately, I believe Stellar did die, and now Eco died as well. So that push will be null and void. But still, the idea there was to just, let that flag cap go and go for a counter cap. Just wasn't able to happen.
Whenever I'm playing ranked matchmaking, I feel like my teammates always get down when in a situation like that. You don't get the kill, you don't stop from capping the flag, and then always you hear the sighs and the woes and oh no's. But you got to realize you're in a counter cap opportunity. Don't get mentally chalked. Slay out. Watch the spawns. It's just, even though it's a missed opportunity to stop the flag, it's a gained opportunity from countering. And I think that's where a lot of amateur players kind of don't understand that.
I agree.
Clearly SSG do, and Bounds gets the body shot onto one. Kills Barcode quickly. The one-shot player almost able to take Gilkey right back with that target prioritization, but the counter pull is still across the map, and I'm not sure anybody's able to stop it. We might just be tied up at 2 apiece. There it is.
And unfortunately, they get a first kill as well. They're on spawn. Gilkey does stay alive here on the sword side, but he's going to go down really quickly as well. Bound is not missing a shot. That's going to be overshield for SSG. They're in full position to grab that. And the sniper in the hands of Bound probably secures these rockets as well. We'll see right now as Native White just push it aggressively, and they get the rockets, Tony.
Rockets in the hands of Tapping Buzz. This could be huge. What happened with the overshield? There it is. Penguin on the tower side. Long range rocket gonna connect and even able to trade out his life, clearing Penguin over from the cut side. Bound getting into a bit of fisticuffs with Barcode. And now we're seeing Eco and Bound changing their direction over towards long haul. Stellar is still in their base. If they don't get Stellar out, this could be a counter pull now coming in with 3 down for Native White. They're the pull. I'm not sure if anybody from Native White can stop it. They shred Bound. It looks like Penguin answers right back. That's going to slow down that pull just a bit. Long range shots connecting. 1 goes down, make it 2, but that flag's still moving.
That flag's still moving. Penguin does a good job of putting his body on the line right there, and that should actually secure the cap. A really good job by Stellar to kind of inch that towards Needler. They get that cap because of it. That's a 3-2 lead. But look at this, Native White. They have a chance right now. Once again, we talked about the counter cap. They get 2, they get 3. Bound the last player alive, but I think he's got the snipe. I'm not sure. No, he does not. He's got a BR. So Bound is going to be a little bit of a problem, but they're going to get this flag past the 50% portion of the map.
And now Barcode just being sneaky as possible, gonna try to divert the attention. Pancake onto Penguin. Breakfast is served. Hope you're hungry here. Native White tying us up at 3 apiece. If y'all wanted this to end early, you might just be mistaken. Native White, 1 more cap. They could secure us going into a game number 5.
No bedtime tonight. Time to stay up and watch some Halo. Tapping Buttons wants you to watch 21 and 15 with 10 assists, the most assists on his squad. You love to see that, and continuing on the tear as well. I love the utilization of the repulsor right there because he catches players off guard. And look at this, once again, 3 dead for SSG. Native White looking to push up, but they've got to get through this man right here with a sniper in his hand.
Long range shots connected for Tapping Buttons. I say it time and time again, he has one of the best long range shots in the game, but he doesn't settle for it. He just hits you just enough for you to back down and for him to get as close as possible and in your face and snatch up any power weapons you may have. Tapping Buttons and Native White should have been able to snatch up that sniper. Eco making his way over towards the sword side, and then 180 quick scopes McWin from across the map. That's going to secure him the overshield. What a play by Eco Smith.
Absolutely incredible play. That overshield secured is a huge deal. They're going to be able to utilize this to kind of push their way forward on the map. And look at that. He still has 75% of his OS left. The Rockets are going to play a factor. He gets a double kill, and he's being annoying once again. Eco does such a good job of playing his life in this game.
It's been such a back and forth game that we've seen so far. Love the fact that Bound's gonna be sneaking over towards the shotgun side and really just be such a nuisance. That sniper from across the map, even from the shotty side all the way towards tower. Penguin wants to make sure he's not blocking that side of the map, so he pulls right back out. It looks like the spawners are still coming from the shotty side, but Penguin is aware of it and puts his body on the line to block that line of sight. There's one more player to have to deal with, but the drop wall is enough for Stellar to advance that flag forward. I don't know if he fumbled or picked up the sniper on accident. Either way, Bounce here with the sniper rifle. We're gonna be 4-3 in favor of SSG, and now Native White really are on the clock. You have less than a minute to capture a flag against one of the best objective defensive teams in the league in Space Station Gaming.
He talks about not being any more gas in the tank. We've got to go to the reserve tanks now, and Native White have to do that ASAP because players like Stellar are continuing on here, continuing on a tear. That's 3 dead once again with 24 seconds remaining, and I don't think there's any possible way they make it through. They've got to kill Stellar here. They get that initial kill. They have 15 seconds to make it to that flag, but they've also got to get through 3 more members of SSG. This is not going to happen.
Well, listen, they're able to take down 2. Pound was the final player alive, and the spawners are in. Penguin is putting his body on the line. Stellar's able to take down Gilkey. Nobody touches that flag. SSG have done it through the elimination bracket, right back into the grand finals, get their revenge on Native White for sending them there. SSG are your champions.
And a much-earned win for SSG. Played phenomenal there. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. They always play lazy at the beginning of a tournament, and then all of a sudden, they just come through and just go crazy and show you what they're really capable of. I want to see that at the start of the tournament. I want them to be dominant then. Maybe they like a challenge. I don't know. But a great finish. Grand Finals reset coming through, showcasing who they are. Congratulations to SSG.
So what you got to realize is Space Station Gaming, them as an org, they understand the showmanship. They understand the entertainment value. So they're going to make you sweat a little bit. They're going to make you think that the underdogs have a chance. And then they come out and show you who's boss. Space Station Gaming coming out with a huge win. The bracket reset came in Game 5. Sadly, this reset didn't go to that Game 5. It was ended 3-1 after the reset. SSG are your champions. And let me tell you, that was one hell of a tournament. We saw upset after upset. We saw, we talked about Native White beating out this very team in the upper bracket. We talked about, Avengers beating out the likes of, Sentinels, G1, and FaZe, and even making it competitive against SSG. The one thing I learned from today's tournament is that it is going to be so competitive here